Hey kids, welcome back to another day of Club Hidalgo online. I wanted to show you real quick. These are from Mexico, and I like them. So I really like. For some reason, I like this style of clay pottery that I find in Mexico, and so I've been looking over the years whenever I visit Mexico, looking for like something like this, but for a napkin holder, like a servieteria, something like that. Yeah, you can correct me. How do you say it? Okay, yeah, right, that. Um, so anyway, brought those back, and well, I like them, so I wanted to show you. Okay, today we're going to be reading again in the Jesus Storybook Bible. Some of you will have the bilingual version of this. We are into the New Testament where it talks about when the hero finally shows up, that hero being Jesus. And so we are on page 184, the second story for the New Testament part of this, when Jesus finally shows up, the hero that's been promised. All right, this one is called The Light of the Whole World. The Story of the Shepherds from Luke 2. That same night, in amongst the other stars, suddenly a bright new star appeared. Of all the stars in the dark vaulted heavens, this one shone clearer. It blazed in the night and made the other stars look pale beside it. God put it there when his baby son was born to be like a spotlight, shining on him, lighting up the darkness, showing people the way to him. You see, God was like a new daddy. He couldn't keep the good news to himself. He'd been waiting all these long years for this moment, and now he wanted to tell everyone. All right, before I turn the page, you see the star up here. We see the stable, which we talked about in the last story, Jesus, where he was born. And out here in the field, you see who are they? All right, they're watching over sheep, so they're the shepherds, los pastores. Okay, so he'd been waiting all these long years for this moment, and now he wanted to tell everyone. So he pulled out all the stops. He sent an angel to tell Mary the good news. He put a special star in the sky to show where his boy was. And now, he was going to send a big choir of angels to sing his happy song to the world. He's here! He's come! Go and see him! My little boy! Now, where would you send your splendid choir? To a big concert hall, maybe? Or a palace, perhaps? God sent his to a little hillside outside a little town in the middle of the night. He sent all those angels to sing for a raggedy old bunch of shepherds watching their sheep outside Bethlehem. In those days, remember, people used to laugh at shepherds and say they were smelly and call them other rude names, which I can't possibly mention here. You see, people thought shepherds were nobodies, just scruffy old riffraff. But God must have thought shepherds were very important indeed, because they're the ones he chose to tell the good news to first. That night, some shepherds were out in the open fields, warming themselves by a campfire, when suddenly the sheep darted. They were frightened by something. The olive trees rustled. What was that? A wing beat? They turned around. Standing in front of them was a huge warrior of light blazing in the darkness. "Don't be afraid of me," the bright shining man said. "I haven't come to hurt you. I've come to bring you happy news for everyone everywhere. Today, in David's town, in Bethlehem, God's Son has been born. You can go and see him. He's sleeping in a manger, which remember is a feeding trough. Behind the angel, they saw a strange glowing cloud, except it wasn't a cloud. It was angels. Troops and troops of angels, armed with light. And they were singing a beautiful song. Glory to God! To God be fame and honor and all the hoorays! Then as quickly as they appeared, the angels left. The shepherds stamped out their fire, left their sheep, raced down the grassy hill, through the gates of Bethlehem, down the narrow cobble streets, through a courtyard, down some steps, past an inn, round a corner, through a hedge, until, at last, they reached a tumble-down stable. They caught their breath. They've been running now. They caught their breath. Then quietly, they tiptoed inside. They knelt on the dirt floor. They had heard about this promised child, and now he was here. Heaven's Son, the maker of the stars, a baby sleeping in his mother's arms. This baby would be like that bright star shining in the sky that night, a light to light up the whole world, chasing away darkness, helping people to see. And the darker the night got, the brighter the star would shine. And that is the end of today's story. So come back and join us again for another story coming soon.